Hello and welcome to my science tutorials. In today's video, we want to look at linear equations and how to solve problems on linear equation. Alright, so let's start by looking at an example. We are to solve the equation given below. Solve the equation. Five into bracket x minus 3 is equal to 2 into bracket x plus 6. So this is the equation that we've been given, and we are to solve for the equation and find the value of x. Now we can see that for a linear equation we have the right hand side and then the left hand side, and there's an equal to sign in between them. What this means is that whatever we get on the right hand side is supposed to be the same as the left hand side, so they are all the same. So if we find x and we substitute the value of x, we should get the same answer on both sides of the equation. Now for us to tackle this problem, the first thing we need to do is to expand the bracket. So we use the 5 to multiply the content in the bracket over here. So 5 multiplied by x will give us 5x. 5 multiplied by negative 3 will give us negative 15. This is equal to 2 multiplied by x will give us 2x. 2 multiplied by positive 6 will give us positive 12. Now from here we can see that there is a variable attached to this number and then the same variable attached to another number over here, so we can group like terms. By like terms, it means we bring the numbers with the variable to one side of the equation and just numbers to the other side of the equation. For the sake of this tutorial, I'll be moving this 2x to the left hand side of the equation. So I have 5x over here. If I bring the 2x across the equal to sign, it becomes negative. So minus 2x is equal to, the 12 will be maintained here, and I bring the negative 15 over here to the right hand side of the equation. So if I bring the negative to the other side of the equation, it becomes positive 15. Now 5x minus 2x will give me 3x. This is equal to 12 plus 15 will give me 27. Now if I divide both sides by 3, I will get the value of my x to now be 27 divided by 3 will give me the value of 9. Now once you are done and you find the value of the variable that you've been given to find, always make sure you cross check to see if the left hand side is equal to the right hand side. So the left hand side over here, the equation that we have is 5 into bracket x minus 3, and then on the right hand side we have the equation 2 into bracket x plus 6. Now we found out that our x is 9, so let's do the substitution and see if it's going to be the same. So 5 into bracket 9 minus 3, this is 5 into bracket 9 minus 3 will give us 6. 5 multiplied by 6 will give us 30. Right, so let's look at our right hand side. We have 2x plus 6, so 2 multiplied by x, which is 9, plus 6. This is equal to 2 multiplied by 9 plus 6 will give us 15, and 2 multiplied by 15 will give us 30. So we can see that the right hand side is indeed equal to the left hand side, and this verifies that our answer is correct. Now assuming you do the substitution and you get, let's say over here 32 and then here to be 30, then it means the value of your answer or your x is wrong, so you need to redo the calculation to find your answer. Alright, so let's look at another example. So we have to solve the equation 1 over 2 into bracket x plus 6 equal to x plus 1 over 3 into bracket 2x minus 5. Okay, now when we have an equation like this, we realize that we have a fraction in the equation, so we need to get rid of the fraction. We do that by multiplying each term by the LCM or the common factor for 2 and 3. So if we do that, we realize that we have, this is the first term, this is the second term, this is the third term. We have 3 different terms, so we use the LCM to multiply through each of the terms. So the LCM of 2 and 3 is 6. So we use 6 to multiply 1 over 2 into bracket x plus 6. Since all of this is one term, is equal to 6 multiplied by x will give us 6x plus 6 multiplied by 1 over 3 into bracket 2x minus 5. Now we can simplify and then expand the bracket. So 6 multiplied by half will give us 3, and then into bracket x plus 6 is equal to, we have 6x here plus 6 multiplied by 1 over 3, that will give us 2, then into bracket 2x minus 5. From here, we can now expand the bracket and find the value of x. So 3 multiplied by x will give me 3x, plus 3 multiplied by 6 will give me 18. This is equal to 6x plus 2 multiplied by 2x will give me 4x. 2 multiplied by negative 5 will give me negative 10. Right, so from here, I need to group items. It means I need to bring all the numbers with variables to the one side of the equation and then just numbers to the other side of the equation. Right, for the sake of this tutorial, I'll maintain the 18 over here and bring the negative 10 to the left hand side of the equation. So it becomes plus 10 is equal to, I still have these guys here, 6s plus 4x. Then I send the positive 3 over here to the right hand side, it becomes negative 3x. So 18 plus 10, this will give me 28, is equal to 6 plus 4, that will give me 10, minus 3, it will give me 7x. So from here, I now divide 2 by the coefficient of the x term so that the x will stand alone. So I divide both sides by 7, and then x will give me 28 divided by 7 will give me the value 4. Now that I found my answer, I need to cross check to see if it is correct. So I need to check my left hand side and see my right hand side and see whether they are the same. So the original equation is half multiplied by x plus 6, that is for the left hand side, and then the right hand side is x plus 1/3 of 2x minus 5. Alright, so let's do that. So we have half 4 plus 6, this is half multiplied by 10, and this will give us 5. Right, on the right hand side we have x, which is now 4, so we have 4 plus 1 over 3, 2 multiplied by 4 here, minus 5. So we have 4 plus 1 over 3, 2 multiplied by 4 will give us 8, minus 5, that will be 3. Now 1/3 of 3 is 1, so we have 4 plus 1/3 of 3 is 1. So this will give us the final answer of 5. So we have 5 on the left hand side, 5 on the right hand side. So this means our answer, which is s is equal to 4, is correct. Now mind you, your answer is s is equal to 4 and not the 5 you've done over here. This 5 and 5 is just to verify. It's just a verification that your answer, which is 4, is actually correct. So never confuse that and write after verification. Don't write the answer you got for the verification as your answer. Just use the value that you used to do the substitution. Alright, so let's look at some examples to try our hands on. So we have to solve the following equation. Solve the following equation. So we have I, 5 outside bracket 2d plus 8 is equal to 2 into brackets 3d plus 24. I, half k plus 1 over 4k is equal to 36. I. We have n plus 1 over 3, n plus 1, this is 1, plus 1 over 4, n plus 2 is equal to 5 on 6, and then IV 1 over 2 L minus 5 plus L is equal to 11. Alright, so you can pause the video, go ahead and try your hands on these following equations, get your answers, and then we compare at the end of this video. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at the solution for these problems. So let's write down our solution. So we have 5 outside bracket 2d plus 8 is equal to 2 outside bracket 3d plus 24. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is to expand the brackets. So we use 5 to multiply the content of this bracket on the left hand side. So 5 multiplied by 2d will give me 10d plus 5 multiplied by 8 will give me the value 40 is equal to 2 multiplied by 3d will give me 6d plus 2 multiplied by 24 will give me 48. So from here I can group item. So I maintain the 10d over here, I bring the 6d to the other side, so it becomes negative 6d is equal to, I maintain the 48 here, then I send the positive 40 to the right hand side, it becomes negative 40. Now 10d minus 6d will give me 4d is equal to 48 minus 40 will give me 8. Now because I want the value for the variable d, I divide both sides by 4, which is the coefficient of the d term here, to cancel this guy out. So my final answer for d is 8 over 4, and that will give me the number 2. So the value of d in the first example is 2. Now you can cross check to verify if the left hand side is equal to the right hand side. You still get the same answer for them. So let's proceed. So we have 1 over 2k plus 1 over 4k is equal to 36. Alright, so over here the first thing we need to do is to get rid of the fractions. We do that by multiplying through by the LCM. So the LCM for 2 and 4 is 4. So we use 4 to multiply half k plus 4 multiplied by 1/4 of k is equal to 36 multiplied by 4. Now 4 multiplied by half will give me 2, so it becomes 2k plus 4 will cancel this 4 out, so we only have k here, is equal to 36 multiplied by 4 will give me 144. So 2k plus k will give me 3k is equal to 144. I divide both sides by 3, and then my value for k becomes 144 divided by 3 will give me the value of 48 as my answer for k. Alright, so let's proceed to look at the third example. We have n plus 1 over 3, n plus 1 over 4, n plus 2 is equal to 5 on 6. Alright, so the first thing we need to do, as usual again, we find the LCM. Since we have fraction 1 over 3, 1 over 4, and 5 over 6, we multiply through by the least common multiple, the LCM. The LCM for 3, 4, and 6 is 12. So we use 12 to multiply each individual term over here. So it becomes 12 multiplied by n, that will give me 12n, plus 12 multiplied by 1 over 3 into bracket n plus 1, plus 12 multiplied by 1 over 4 n plus 2 is equal to 12 multiplied by 5 on 6. So I still have my 12n here, plus 3 will go into 12 4 times, so it becomes 4 into bracket n plus 1. 4 will go into 12 3 times, so it becomes plus 3 into bracket n plus 2 is equal to 6 will go into 12 2 times, so 2 times 5 will give me 10 over here. Alright, so from here I can now expand the bracket, group like terms, and then simplify my expression. So I have 12n plus 4 multiplied by n will give me 4n, 4 multiplied by 1 will give me 4, plus 3 multiplied by n, 3n, 3 multiplied by 2 is 6. This is equal to 10. So I have 12n, 4n, and then 3n over here. So 12n plus 4n will give me 16n, plus 3n will give me a total of 19n. So this becomes 19n is equal to 10. Now I can send the 4 and then the 6 over here to the other side of the equal to sign. So it becomes minus 4 minus 6. So I have 19n is equal to 10 minus 4 is 6, minus 6 becomes 0. So I divide both sides by 19, and then my final answer n will be equal to 0, because 0 on any number is equal to 0. So the value of n in this example is 0. Alright, let's look at our last example, IV. So we have 1 over 2 multiplied by L minus 5 plus L is equal to 11. Alright, so we multiply through by the LCM, which is 2 in this case. So it will be 2 multiplied by 1 over 2 into bracket L minus 5 plus 2 multiplied by L, that will give us 2L, is equal to 11 multiplied by 2. So this cancels this out. So we have L minus 5 plus 2L is equal to 22. Now, L plus 2L will give me 3L is equal to 22. Then I send the negative 5 here to the right hand side. It becomes positive 5. So I have 3L is equal to 22 plus 5 will give me 27. I divide both sides by 3, and then I get my value for L to be 27 divided by 3 will give me a value of 9 as my answer. So this is how you solve linear equations. Always make sure that after getting your answer, you substitute it back into the left hand side and then the right hand side to see if you get the same value for the left hand side and then the right hand side to confirm your answer is correct. Now in the next video, we'll be looking at applications of linear equation. We'll be looking at word problems involving linear equations and how to solve them. So I'll see you in that video shortly. Bye bye. Hello and welcome to my science tutorials. In today's video, we want to look at the part 1 of the application of linear equations. So without further delay, let's begin. So let's start with an example. So we have here the largest angle of a triangle is 6 times as big as the smallest. The third angle is 75 degrees. We have to write A, this information in the form of an equation for A, the size in degrees of the smallest angle. And then II, solve the equation and find the sizes of the 3 angles. Very good. Now this, like I said, is an application of linear equations. We need to understand what the question is saying, make it into a formulation and derive our equation from it, solve the equation and find the value of A, or all the angles that the question is demanding for. So we have here the largest angle of a triangle is 6 times as big as the smallest. The third angle is 75. Now the I aspect is saying write this information in the form of an equation for A, the size in degrees of the smallest angle. So it means the smallest angle is equal to A degrees. Now if the smallest angle is A degrees and we know that the largest angle in the triangle is 6 times as big as the smallest, it means that the biggest or the largest, let me use the correct word, the largest angle in this case is going to be 6A, because we've already been told in the question that the largest angle of the triangle is 6 times as big as the smallest. Now the third angle, we were given the value to be 75 degrees. Now if this statement holds true, it means we can go ahead and write the linear equation. So Now, the sum of the interior angles of a triangle add up to 180. So the sum of the interior angles, we'll be dealing with angles later on in the future. So sum of the interior angles of a triangle equals 180 degrees. So what it means is that if we add the smallest angle A plus the largest angle 6A plus the third angle 75 degrees, we are going to get a total of 180 degrees. So this becomes our equation. Now, let's go ahead and solve this equation to find the value of A and then find all the angles. So we have A plus 6A plus 75 is equal to 180. We can group like terms here. We have A plus 6A is equal to then 180. We send the positive 75 to the other side, it becomes minus 75. So A plus 6A will give me 7A. This is equal to 180 minus 75 is going to give me 105. So I divide both sides by 7. My A is now equal to 107 divided by 105, divided by 7 will give me an angle of 15 degrees. So what this means is that my smallest angle is 15 degrees. The largest angle is 6 multiplied by 15, and that is equal to 6 multiplied by 15 will give me 90. And then the third angle, as we were already given, is 75. So if I add the total, 15 plus 90 plus 75 degrees will give me a total of 180 degrees, which is equal to the overall sum of the interior angles of a triangle. Alright, so let's proceed to look at the second example. We have Jack and Jackie are twins, and their brother Johnson is 2 years older than them. The total of their ages is 32. Write this information in the form of an equation for R, Johnson's age in years. What are the ages of the 3 brothers or the boys? Alright, so let's look at something. We're told that Jack and Jackie are twins. It means they are of the same age. Jack and Jackie are twins. It means they are of the same age. And their brother Johnson is 2 years older than them. We're told that the total of their ages is 32. We have to write this information in the form of an equation for R, Johnson's age. So we're told that Johnson's age should be represented by R. So let Johnson's age be equal to R. Now, if Johnson's age is R, then it means for either Jack or Jackie, one of them, since Johnson is their brother and is 2 years older than them, Jack will be R minus 2 years old. Jackie will also be R minus 2 years old. So if we add this plus plus R, it should give us 32. Now remember, we are saying Jack and Jackie are twins, so it means 2 times their age. Okay, so we can rewrite Jack and Jackie's age as 2 into bracket R minus 2. This is for Jack and Jackie. So if this holds true, it means that our equation will be equal to twice the age of Jack and Jackie, which is R minus 2, plus the age of Johnson is equal to 32. Since they are twins, we multiply their value by 2. Okay, or we can just add them, which will give us 2R minus 4 either way. We can either add or multiply it by 2. Either way is correct. So 2 multiplied by R will give us 2R. 2 multiplied by negative 2 will give us negative 4. Plus R is equal to 32. Now 2r plus r will give us 3r is equal to 32 plus negative 4 will come here, it becomes positive, so plus 4. So we have 3r is equal to 36. So 3r is equal to 36. We divide both sides by 3 by 3. Our r will be equal to 12. Now that we found the value of r, which is Johnson's age, it means that Johnson's age is 12. Now Jack is 12 minus 2, which is 10 years. Jackie is also the same, so 12 minus 2, which is also 10. Now if we add their total age, 12 plus 10 is 22, plus another 10 is 32 years, which is the total of their age given to us in the question. So what are the ages of the three boys? Johnson is 12 years old, Jack is 10 years old, and Jackie is also 10 years old. Alright, so let's have a look at one final example. The length d in meters of a rectangular field is 40 meters greater than the width. The perimeter of the field is 400 meters. We have to write this information in the form of an equation for d and ii. Solve the equation and find the area of the field. Now there is a lot going on in this question. First, we're told that the perimeter of the field is 400. So let me write that down first. Perimeter is 400 meters. Okay, then we were told to solve the equation and find the area of the field. Now we need to find area. What is area? Now we're told that the field is rectangular. All right, another trouble. Rectangular or a rectangle. So what is the perimeter of a rectangle? What is the area of a rectangle? We'll be looking at that. All right, so let's do the deductions. They said the length d in meters of a rectangular field is 40 meters greater than the width. Now it means the length is equal to the length d is equal to d. Okay, so the length is equal to d. Let me cancel this. The width of the rectangular field, because the length is greater than the width 40 meters, it means that to get the width we have to subtract 40 from the length to get a width. So this becomes the length of the width, d minus 40. We already have the perimeter, and then we don't know what the length and the width is. So until we find that, we can solve for the area. Now what is the perimeter of a rectangle? The perimeter of a rectangle is 2L plus 2W, where the L stands for the length, the W stands for the width. So the perimeter already we were told is 400 is equal to 2. The L in this case, which is the length, is D, plus 2. The width, which is the W over here, is D minus 40. So we have D minus 40. So this becomes our equation. So from here we can proceed to solve the problem. So we have 400 is equal to 2D plus 2 multiplied by D will give us 2D minus 2 multiplied by 40 will give us 80. This implies that 400, we can send the negative 80 to the other side of the equal to sign, or to the left hand side. It becomes positive, so plus 80 is equal to 2D plus 2D will give us 4D. So 400 plus 80 is equal to 480 equals 4D. So we divide both sides by 4, and then the value for D, which is the length of the rectangular field, will be equal to 120 meters. So it means that our length for this rectangular field is 120 meters. Our width will be equal to 120 minus 40, and that is equal to 80 meters. Now that we have the length and then the width, we have to find the area of the field, the area. Now the area of a rectangle or a rectangular field will be the product of the length and the width. That is equal to 120 for the length multiplied by 80 for the width. So 120 multiplied by 80 will give me 9,600 meters square as the area of this rectangular field. So thank you so much for watching. This is how we solve some applications of linear equations. This is how there's a problem can be framed on an application of linear equation. You need to look through the question, derive an expression in a linear way, solve it and find the value, and then proceed with whatever the question may demand. Hello and welcome to my science tutorials. In today's video, we want to look at the application of linear equations part 2. So without further ado, let's begin. So let's start with an example. Joe buys 18 kilograms of potatoes. Some of these are old potatoes at 22 cents per kilogram. The rest are new ones at 36 cents per kilogram. Denoting the mass of old potatoes he buys by m kilogram, write down an expression for the total cost of Joe's potatoes. II. Joe pays with a $5 note and receives 20 cents change. What mass of the new potatoes does he buy? Alright, so let's go ahead and solve this example. Alright, so we're told that Joe buys 18 kilograms of potatoes. That's the total mass of the potato that he bought. So let's write that the total mass equals 18 kilograms. Now we're told that some of these potatoes are old and they were sold at 22 cents per kilogram, and then the new ones at 36 cents per kilogram. We were also told to denote the old potatoes by m kilograms. So it means old potatoes in terms of mass is equal to m kilogram. So it means the price of old potatoes, let me make it OP, will be equal to 22 cents multiplied by the mass, because one mass, okay, which is 1 kilogram, is equal to m kilogram. All right, now let's look at the new potatoes. So the new potatoes will be equal to, since the total number of potatoes he bought is equal to 18 kilograms, and then the old ones are m, if we subtract m from 18, we get the mass of the new potatoes in kilogram. And so the price of the new potato will be equal to 36 cents multiplied by 18 minus m, and that will give us the price of the new potatoes. Now we're told that he paid $4 and he received 20 cents. That means the price of the total mass of the potatoes that he bought will be equal to 480 cents. Because $5, that is 500 cents, and minus 20 cents, that will give us 480 cents. So this becomes the price of the 18 kilograms of potatoes that he bought. Now let's look at the equation. So our total cost over here will be equal to the sum of the old potatoes, which is the price, so it becomes 22m, plus the sum of the new potatoes, that will be 36 multiplied by 18 minus m. Okay, now we know that our total cost is 480 cents. That is equal to 22m plus 36 into bracket 18 minus m. Alright, so now we have an equation. So the first expression, this is the solution for I, total cost this is the solution. So we have 480 is equal to 22m plus 36 into bracket 18 minus m. This becomes the equation denoting the mass of the potato, both old and new, and then the price. Right, so let's go ahead and solve this equation and get our answer. So if we continue, we have 480 is equal to 22m. Then we expand the bracket over here. 36 multiplied by 18, that will give us 648 minus 36 multiplied by m will give us 36m. Alright, so from here we can go ahead and do our grouping of items. So we have 36 here, we have 22 here. Let me bring the m to the other side of the equal to sign. So I'll have 36m minus 22m to be equal to 648 minus 480. Alright, so 36m minus 22m will give me 14m is equal to 648 minus 480 will give me 168. So I divide both sides by 14. The value of m will be equal to 168 on 14 will give me 12, and that is in kilogram. Okay, so it means the mass m, which is the mass of the old potato, is 12 kilogram. Now if the mass of the old potato, so it means old potato is equal to 12 kilogram, then it means the new potatoes will be equal to 18 minus 12, and that will give me 6 kilogram over here. Now let's look at II. Joe pays with $5 note and receives 20 cents. What mass of the new potatoes does he buy? Okay, so we can already see that after calculating for our mass of old potatoes and we subtract that from the total mass that we have, which is 18, we've obtained the mass of the new potato, that is equal to what? 6 kilograms. So this becomes our II. So the total mass of the new potatoes that he bought is 6 kilograms. All right, let's proceed to look at one more example. We have in 18 years time, Benjamin will be 5 times as old as he was 2 years ago. We have to write this information in the form of an equation involving Benjamin's present age, and we have to calculate how old Benjamin is right now. Right, so let's look at something. Now we're told that in 18 years time, Benjamin will be 5 times as old as he was 2 years ago. Okay, so 2 years ago, Benjamin will be, since we are to represent Benjamin's age with A, it means 2 years ago Benjamin was A minus 2 years. This was his year 2 years ago. Now we're told that 5 times as old as he was 2 years ago means that will be 5 multiplied by A minus 2. Okay, now in 18 years time, Benjamin will be, in 18 years time, if Benjamin's current age is A, in 18 years time Benjamin will be 18 plus A. Okay, now that we've made these deductions from the equation, that the question that we're given, let's proceed to see how we can write this information. So in 18 years time, which is 18 plus A, Benjamin will be 5 times as old as he was 2 years ago. So Benjamin will be equal to 5 times as old as he was 2 years ago. So this is as old as he was 2 years ago, 5 times as old as he was 2 years ago. So this becomes our equation for us to solve. Alright, so let's solve this equation and find Benjamin's current age. Alright, so we have 18 plus A is equal to, let's expand this bracket, 5 multiplied by A will give us 5A, 5 multiplied by negative 2 will give us negative 10. So I will maintain the 18 here and bring the negative 10 to the other side of the equal to sign. It becomes plus 10 is equal to 5a, then I send this a to the other side of the equal to sign, it becomes a. So I have 28 is equal to 4a. Now 28 is equal to 4a. To make a the subject, I divide both sides by 4. So my a is now equal to 28 divided by 4 will give me 7 years of age. So it means Benjamin is 7 years right now. So if Benjamin is 7 years right now, it means in 18 years time, Benjamin will be 18 plus 7, and that will be equal to 18 plus 7. This will give us 25 years. So in 18 years time, Benjamin will be 25 years old. And let's see whether that is 5 times as old as he was 2 years ago. So that will be 5 into bracket 7 minus 2, and this is equal to 5. 7 minus 2 will give me 5, and this is equal to 25. So we can see that the right hand side of the equation, this side, and then the left hand side of the equation, this side, are all the same, and therefore it means that our answer is correct. So thank you so much for watching the part 2 of the applications involving linear equations. Now I will see you in the next video where we'll be talking about change of subject. So thank you once again, and bye bye.